There are seasons in life when you don't get to choose what breaks you. You only get to choose what you do with the pieces. And sometimes surrender is not a choice, it's the only thing left. If you've been following this playlist, this arc, the seventh episode was trust, the eighth was control, and now we're ending this arc with surrender. The moment when both trust and control collapse. We try to trust, we try to control, and when nothing works, we're left with the truth. And it's the truth that we've been avoiding. Surrender isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's knowing when to walk away. There's a lot of things that we go through in life, and it's hard to give up. It's hard when you've invested so much of yourself, your time, your energy. It's hard to walk away. Some people don't because the loss is too great. The investment is too great. But the hope is that we all eventually get there to recognize when surrender is a natural option and sometimes the best option. There was a moment in my own life when I loved someone very, very deeply and someone that I trusted. And when our relationship ended, I was shattered. Not because there wasn't enough, but because I had wrapped my entire identity in the relationship. And when the relationship broke, it felt like I broke. You know that moment, right? When you're sitting on the floor, holding a version of your life that no longer exists. And you're asking the universe, how am I going to get through this? How am I supposed to breathe without this? That's heartbreak, that collapse, that fall. It's the moment when your soul whispers, you can't fight this anymore. And I want to say something important here. Surrender doesn't only come from heartbreak. Sometimes it comes from love, it comes from loss. It's the kind of love that it scares you because it's so deep. It feels like it's in your bones. The truth is, it's in your soul. And I remember a conversation I had with my husband once. It was one of those emotionally naked moments where the truth comes out, right? Without any armor, with no pretense. We weren't arguing. We were actually just having a dialogue. We were just talking. And we both talked about what it would be like if we lost each other. And not because anything is wrong, not because either one of us is leaving, but because the love between us is so profound that we can't really imagine our lives without one another. And the thought of losing what we have is unbearable. And the conversation that we had, it didn't break me. It humbled me. It made me feel so much appreciation to have someone in my life that loves me that deeply. It's incredible. And it reminded me that love isn't control. Love is not protection. Love is not holding on so tight that you're afraid of loosening your grip or that if you let go, that you'll stop life from happening. It's gratitude. It's the willingness to surrender to life as it happens, surrendering to the fear of loss so you can actually enjoy the person that's standing right in front of you. Surrender isn't always about letting go of a person who left you. Sometimes surrender is letting go of the fear that you could lose someone who loves you with their whole heart. And heartbreak, it's not just emotional, it's a physical collapse. It's a psychological, neurological free fall. And it's the moment that your nervous system realizes you can't control this. You can't save this. You cannot fix this. And heartbreak forces you into that surrender, not because you want to, but because your body can't carry the weight anymore. Surrender is the body saying, no more performing, no more pretending, no more holding together what was never mine to hold. Heartbreak taught me something that changed my life. It taught me that surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means giving in to the truth, to the moment, to your intuition, to the wisdom that your body has been whispering. And maybe it's been whispering it to you for a long time and you just haven't been ready to listen to it. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means giving in to the truth, to the moment, to the intuition, to that voice that's been whispering to you all this time. And you just haven't been willing to listen to it. I learned that surrender is the moment that you stop begging for what broke you. You stop revisiting the wound. You stop playing it over and over in your head. You stop second guessing. You stop thinking about how it could have played out differently, what you could have done differently, how you could have avoided this, how you could have improved this, right? You're trying to save something. And so we go into those places where we try to analyze and figure it out and create some justification or some inner knowledge about what the problem was. And in actuality, it's not always a problem. It's just disconnect, right? There's a disconnection sometimes. And sometimes it's just not aligned. And recognizing that we should be spending our time investing in things that are aligned with what we want to achieve, with what we want to create, including our relationships. I learned surrender is just stopping trying to be the person who fixes everything. Is that you? Surrender is no longer chasing after that door that's closed. And you turn toward the one inside you that finally opens. So I want to ask you, what are you holding on to? What are you holding on to that ended a long time ago, longer than before you could admit it? What version of you is trying to die so the newer version can be born? Where have you been tightening your grip because you're afraid of who you'll be without it? We create the roles that we play in our life, right? And we like that. We like being important. We like being loved and having connection and having partnerships and relationships and family. We need that, right? We're human. We need that. But those roles are choices, and we choose these connections. We choose these partnerships. But that doesn't mean necessarily that we're defined by it. Surrender isn't the moment that you fall apart. It's the moment that you stop fighting the fall. When I finally surrendered, I didn't lose myself. I found the version of myself that finally felt like home. I was able to embrace my goodness, my heart, my soul. I was able to recognize my value. That's what surrender is about. It's the version of you that's not performing anymore, that's not waiting for the acknowledgement or the appreciation or even reciprocation. I let go of a version of myself that was begging, pleading, justifying, the version of myself that was dimming her own light to fit in, to connect, to overlook, making those excuses, the excuses you tell yourself, like, oh, you have to justify it, even though you might feel like this is really not the right move, but you try to make it right. You have to let that go. That's the surrender part that you need to get to, accepting that it isn't even about faults or blame. It's about recognition for what you deserve, what's right for you in your life, and surrendering to that call, surrendering to that place that you really deserve to be with people that really deserve your love, connecting with a greater sense of value, these people that will hold you. They'll never let you go. They'll always be there for you. Surrender means being ready to receive that, being ready to accept that. Surrender didn't break me. It rebuilt me and it restored me. It gave me depth. It gave me mission. It gave me confidence. It propelled me to go deeper, to go within, to self-reflect, to make different choices, to listen to my inner wisdom. That's what surrender did for me. And this is the moment of surrender where dynamic presence is born. So there are some things that you don't walk away from. They walk away from you, not to destroy you, not even necessarily to hurt you, but to release you, to return to yourself, to clear the space for your new life and where that journey will lead you. And surrender is the moment that you stop tracing the outline of a love that ended and begin to honor the person who survived it. Thank you for watching. If anything I've said in this episode felt like you, please click like and subscribe and stay with me for the next part of this journey. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Dynamic Presence Podcast. I'm your host, Sue Perez, your lighthouse.